What's going on YouTube? N3RD Reviews here with another NECA action figure review for you guys. And today we're going to be looking at the new 2014 Godzilla figure. This is the 12-inch tall and 24-inch long. And here's a quick look at the packaging. As you can see, it comes in this large box rather than the clamshell. And in the bottom left we have features authentic roar sounds, Godzilla. Image of the character to the right. You can see the figure behind the plastic. Seems the tail is detached again. And Godzilla in the top left hand corner. That's it for the front of the packaging. And here's the top of the packaging. And here's the left side. Right side of the packaging. And here's the back of the packaging, which is the same as the smaller figure. They just added the sound feature and changed up the height. And here's the read up on the character. You're willing to pause and read that if you like. Alright, that is it for packaging. Let's take this guy out of package and have a closer look at him. Stay tuned. Alright, so now that we have Godzilla out of the packaging, first things first, let's have a look at the roar feature. Sounds pretty good. Let's hear it one more time. Very distinct. It sounds like the one from the film. The sound card's pretty good in this thing so far. Alright, so right out of the box, the only thing you have to do is remove the tab right here. As you can see over the battery pack, the little slit. Pull up the little plastic tab, attach the tail piece right here, and the feature button will be this middle spine right here. Luckily, I was able to watch another review before posting mine this time, Shartimus Pine's review, so I was able to attach this without damaging anything. Thanks for that information, Shartimus. And overall, the whole figure feels pretty heavy. The only part that seems hollow are the legs. Yeah, the legs seem pretty hollow, and the feet have these little, well, this one especially has like a more glossy paint than the rest of the leg. But overall, first impressions, it's a really, really nice figure. If you decided to pass on the first one, you should definitely pick up the larger model right here. Looks really good. Let's have a closer look at the paint. Alright, starting off with the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt looks pretty good in this guy. As a comparison to the 6-inch figure, let's bring it in side by side. You see this larger figure has a lot more of this turquoise color added. Whereas the first one was just a brown and black color throughout the whole figure. Get that one out of the way. Really like how the eyes came out. Open the jaw. See, they detailed the inside of the mouth, the tongue, the teeth. Everything looks really good. I have this weird grayish brown color down the torso of the figure. And that continues out through the bottom of the tail and the inner legs and thighs. As I said before, the feet look more shiny than the rest of the figure. Turn it to the side is where you see most of this new turquoise greenish color. Looks really good. I know this time around I noticed there's no issue with the jaw opening and closing. The first one I had, the jaw wouldn't open because the tongue, so I had to open it, take it off, drop the tongue down, and move this one around. The tongue doesn't seem to be movable on this one though, so but it doesn't interfere in anything. Here's a look at the spines. I mean, if you have the 6-inch version, you pretty much know what you're getting with this guy, just way more detailed. And here's a look at the other side. I got the tail wrapping around there. So yeah, the paint and detail on this one is amazing. It's twice the size of the first, so you get to actually appreciate more of the detail. Really nice. It still has this little gap they added for articulation in the spine, as you see. This one seems to move a little less than the smaller one does, so I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, overall, really nice detailed figure. Alright, I'm going to try my best to do articulation. I don't have very much space here. Let's start off with the head. The head can rotate up about that much. Down a lot farther with the ab crunch, that helps it out a lot. It's actually looks really good. It has the separate piece at the shoulder neck area and just below the head. You can hold this piece. See, that rotates separately than this. So you can get it turning right there and then add a little bit with the head, and it gives it more range of movement. As shown earlier, the jaw is articulated. If someone produced a large atomic breath piece for this, it actually fit in there rather nicely. Down to the shoulder area. Did you get a full 360? Don't want to break it. Yeah, you do get a full 360 at the shoulder area. Rotation at the elbows. A slight bend. It looks like the joint's there. Yeah, there it is. There's a hinge at the elbows. Full swivel at the wrist. And a slight hinge action at the wrist. Again, at the waist, you got a or mid-torso area, you got a rotation. There's another line here, but that's just a seam from the mold. It's an actual extra articulation there. Slight crunch. The legs rotate back and forth that much. You get this weird gap in your figure when you articulate it too much right there. The kneecap is connected to the top of the thigh, so that doesn't move. The bottom portion swivels and hinges that far. Get it from the side. So that's the hinge action you're going to get from the knees. The ankle is very stiff on this one, and it tilts back and forth only slightly. As you see, as compared to the smaller one, the ankle rotates a lot more freely. They probably have the same articulation, it's just the large one's a little more stiff. This one actually looks like it looks up. Yeah, the smaller one looks up a lot more than the larger one, unfortunately. But considering the size, he probably won't be looking up at too much. But yeah, from the side you can see that color variation. This one's a lot darker than this one. But yeah, get that out of the way. Onto the tail articulation, which starts just below the battery section. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of articulation there. So you can get a lot of ranges out of that. Get it swinging back. Well, if you swing it too much, it'll pop off, but yeah. Now they have that separate. Let's take a look at the tail. A lot of motion out of the tail. I don't think I had this on all the way, but yeah, it's about the same as the smaller figure, just the sections are bigger, so I think it holds a little better than the smaller figure actually. But yeah, that's the articulation on the tail. You can see where you pop it, connect it together. But yeah, there's articulation. Size comparison. Here he is next to your standard 6-inch Godzilla figures. You see towers over those. And this figure is advertised at 12 inches, so here he is next to the 12-inch Bandai Final Wars Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla. As you can see, he stands taller than both of those figures. I believe the Final Wars Godzilla is like 10.5. The Mecha Godzilla is closer to 12 inches. And he stands about an inch, a little more than an inch taller than the Mecha Godzilla. And here he is standing next to the 10-inch Trendmaster Godzilla with the broken tail. And he's about 4 to 5 inches taller than that. So if you have that figure, there's a comparison for you. And here he is next to the 11-inch 1998 Godzilla. And here he is next to the Pacific Rim Kaiju Leatherback and Trespasser. And for size reference, I went back and watched his scene from the beginning of Pacific Rim next to the Golden Gate Bridge. And the bridge is about to his neck. And you can YouTube the scene of Godzilla, and the bridge is to his waist. So I believe the size is pretty accurate actually. Well, as far as those two scenes goes. But there's the Kaiju. And finally, here he is next to some Jaegers from Pacific Rim, Chernal, Alpha, Gypsy Danger, and Striker. And they're about half his size. So yeah. There's that. Alright, so final verdict, this is a great figure. If you haven't already checked out the smaller Godzilla, Definitely don't pass up on this one. I believe they actually look pretty good next to each other. But yeah, if I haven't mentioned before, I picked this guy up for 45 bucks at Frankensons. The lady I bought him from had about 3, and I just picked the one with the best eye paint because you can't really see the body in the package too much. So if you're ordering online, out of the 3 I saw, all the paint was pretty good, so you shouldn't have too much to worry about. But yeah, I think you can order these now online, but I'm not sure. But definitely recommend this figure. This is N3RD Reviews. Thanks for watching once again. If you like this review, please like, rate, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more NECA figure reviews. Thanks, guys.